welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County.
We sure did.
In Seville. Oh, wait, no, wrong show. Not in Seville. Where are they?
Are we still in Miami? No.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going over New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans, especially in the winter.
It's very dreary.
Yeah, it is very
like every shot is just, overcast.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
But good episode, obviously.
It was good. I was me more anxious about it, but I was like, oh, this isn't so. I mean, it was not great.
Anxious? Why?
Anxious for Tamra.
Oh.
And anxious for what was going to happen. I was, Gretchen was more anxious than me.
Right.
So, but no, it was, I hate it's to be continued, but, we shall see next Thursday.
Not a surprise.
Nope.
So, where did they start off this week? They getting ready?
They were
finishing dinner?
It was after dinner. They went out for Mardi Gras. Not Mardi Gras, was it Mardi Gras?
No, it wasn't Mardi Gras.
There's them just being out and about on Bourbon Street.
Oh, right.
Throwing beans, whatever. Gina, I'm too sober for this. Let me tell you, sober. I'm sober because for just my choice. I don't like the taste of alcohol. Whatever. Or being out of control.
Okay, that's the real answer there.
Yeah. But no, alcohol tastes like crap.
Well, I mean, have enough of it, it's fine.
Anywho, I don't talk about being sober as much as this chick.
Well, I mean, she
just legitimately has a reason to. She had a DUI. She went through the program.
And
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
anyways, I don't need her sobriety points is what I'm trying to get to. At the end, at the beginning, got it, Gina, you're sober.
Yeah.
We'll get to you, Gina. We'll get to you. So yeah, they try to make some things happen with Gretchen or with Tamra making up with Shannon and wanting to talk to Tamra or talk to Gretchen and
you're getting ahead of yourself. Before they split up the gang and some went to voodoo and some went to eat beignets.
Oh yeah, I guess it was later on when Heather said that. Thank you.
Heather said what?
That
I need to be
Tamra wanted to talk to Gretchen.
Really,
it was just Heather saying, you should talk to Gretchen. And Tamra saying, sure.
Yeah. There's a lot of machination, it feels, going on. A lot of people moving other people around.
It was a weird episode. It was good, but it was also got really weird, especially from the voodoo shot on.
Yeah, well, it started off weird. The fact that, what's her face, Shannon was just like, no, Katie, I don't want you around. And totally freaked out.
Really, normally people just ignore one another, but I guess they should never put them in the same group.
Right.
They should have swapped out, I don't know.
Some way or another, but it's just so dumb. But hats off to Katie, who's like, fine, I don't need to be with you guys, and went up and met with the other people. So, that was good. But yeah, the minute that happened, the fact that Shannon, I don't know. The thing that's weird about this episode is everyone's being way too calm. Everyone is just way too calm. There's not really that much screaming going on.
You didn't hear Shannon at the door?
Well, Shannon, she was just slapping her hands on the table and
No, she flipped out. But no, at that moment, she did flip out too on Katie. She's like, I don't feel safe around you. You're criminal. What you did was illegal. I don't want to be with you. It's me or her. I never heard it's me or her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really, you think that they're going to say it or you think that they're thinking it, but to be I refuse to go,
Yeah.
Not never, but you don't hear very often.
You don't hear put that bluntly.
Yes.
I'm not the way this
so much. Yes.
So, but yeah, so once they all eat their beignets and do their
separately.
Yeah, separately. And then
and you talk to it. So your point about you thinking that Tamra is making a lot of her storyline about Teddy.
Oh, I should bring that up.
Yes, that's me. Bring it up.
Fine.
On camera.
No, it does seem that I don't think I agree with you. I don't think she's doing it for a storyline, but it does seem. Oh, my question was, do you think that Tamra told Teddy that oh, by the way, you're my storyline this year? Because she is making Teddy a big part of her storyline.
Well, because it just happened.
Right.
I feel, for instance, Beverly Hills, I don't think it will be the same thing with Kyle because they started filming way after into Teddy's journey with,
right.
with the the tumors and whatnot. But it was fresh. Like they said 4 weeks ago, we were here in New Orleans, and so she's still going through it, and she's spinning about it and spinning out of control a bit.
I mean, it is a little dramatic, and that's where we sat and we ate beignets just 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, but like that's what happened though.
I know.
And then she's in the hospital. If that happened to me, if I went to New Orleans with Ashley and we were like, oh, this is a great time, and then like 4 weeks later she has a brain tumor, God forbid, knock on some wood.
Knock on this.
Oh, this is wood.
Maybe.
Kind of, I don't know, plastic. I wouldn't be, and I was back in the place before like the normal, the new normal. I would be like, this is weird.
I think what it is that like I've only ever really known Tamra on Orange County since she's been back, and otherwise I know her from Two Teas and a Pot, where she seems completely reasonable.
Right.
And so I have a hard time reconciling this monster that everyone paints her out to be on Orange County of like, she's so manipulative and all she does is lie, Makes me kind of want to go back and watch, previous seasons. Go back and watch Naked Wasted just to see.
That was on the other day.
Right. But just to see, Tamra, kind of sweeping it under the rug here on this one, but.
Well, we'll get to that.
But at least taking, some accountability for it.
She could have done more. No, I think it's more so this is what was newly happening. As the season goes on, I think she will not be, I don't think her end card will be, and Teddy and Tamra continue to do the show together. I think other things will happen.
Yeah.
So, but right now, it's just very fresh. And for anybody who's thinking she's using her Teddy or trying to get sympathy, they don't know that it's a real friendship. Look, and I don't know these people. It's all parasocial, as Sophia would say, on the Way All Files. She's saying this. So I don't know their hearts, their whatever, but I do believe this is a real friendship, and she's obviously very affected by it. And yes, it's, it just happens that the timing works that they started filming right when she has her best friend going through this.
Right. I agree with you. I don't think that Tamra is making up a storyline. It just seems that right now her entire storyline is Teddy.
Aside from therapy.
Yes. So it's
Two T's.
I could see, I think just plainly, if Tamra was reviewing another Housewives show on her podcast and this was happening, she'd be like, I don't know, it's a little convenient. So
possibly, or she might give them a bit of grace, which maybe gets to that. Yeah, I feel about grace.
So once they went into that voodoo shop, I knew Gretchen,
of course,
at least one of them would be like, I don't feel good. Didn't another housewife show do that where they're like, I don't feel good about this. This is.
It might have been Salt Lake, honestly.
Oh, it may have been. I think you're right.
Something like
this is not Mormon,
something like inviting negative energy.
Yeah.
I think too, I am not religious, but I feel, yes, I know voodoo isn't all bad, but it just is a bit creepy.
Right.
And we have these pop culture preconceived notions of it. So it'd be interesting to go into the shop. Do I need to make my own voodoo doll? No, I do not. So that was a little weird. I'd probably been like, I'm okay. And if you don't like me sitting here and observing them making their dolls, new arts and crafts, then I'll just go outside with my two enemies here. So yeah, once they got outside, actually, let me go back a second. Like I said, Naked Wasted was on the other night, and I was like, not a good look. I feel like Tamra could have said, now in hindsight, all these years later, that was a really poor choice. When she was saying to Gretchen, oh, I left and said I apologize for, I'm like, how about that? How about right now you just say sorry?
Right.
Because it wasn't
get out of the way.
She was not roofied. She was not, Gretchen or Tamra wasn't trying to get her sexually assaulted by her son, Ryan. Ryan also did not sexually assault her. He tried to make out with her and she said, no. She was not drunk enough to do that. So, but she was put in a bad position by being plied with liquor. And so this whole intent of Tamra and Vicky, and for sure Vicky's about to come out and be like, no. That was all Tamra. That was not me. I hear it on her little podcast and everyone watches. I hear it coming or listens to. So yes, she could have done better
with
that. Making amends with that.
Right.
So, but then to go from to this roofie thing, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I love how and Shannon said, how long have you been sitting on this? 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Now that's Tamra. I will give you that. Tamra is very like, I will move the chess piece when it's ready.
So the one thing that I thought was interesting was that, Tamra said, Katie says, you told her I roofied you.
Yes.
And that's how it was presented on camera. Later on, we get this fill in the blanks that like, oh, she went on a podcast, or that Gretchen was supposedly on a podcast and said that.
No, the thought was that a blogger, 2 people reached out to Tamra, one person who she won't name, and said that Katie has been saying to people that Gretchen told Katie that Tamra roofied her.
Right, but Katie's been saying that like on podcasts and things, apparently. That's what the context seemed to be. What we saw on camera, though, was, Katie says, you've been telling her I roofied you, which I did not hear Gretchen in any of that time deny it. Well,
no, she said no, that's not. She did deny it.
It took her a long time to get up, walk slowly away from them,
adjust her headband,
adjust her giant headband, and recompose herself to come back and show how bewildered she was that she would be accused of this. But she never once until later that night said she didn't do it.
So you think that it's possible, maybe not in this instance, but maybe in the past, Gretchen has said or insinuated that Tamra drugged her to get to make the waste of it.
Or for any other reason, I don't know. But she's definitely told a story that I believe, it's my opinion, that Gretchen has topped that story up and told it many times to other people. And it's quite possible she's insinuated or even said the words like, well, I don't know if she roofied me or anything. Like, I can see that happening in telling a story.
Right, because we didn't see... Yeah.
And on top of it, I want to say, although I might be confusing with someone else, probably am, here's the way Heather always says, I didn't say that exact word. Like, she says
really good.
The exact thing. I feel like Gretchen did the exact same thing. She's like, I never said roofie, but she was a little bit more calm with it.
So. When I was like, someone might have around her, I said, you sure you weren't roofied? And she's like, I don't know.
Right.
I got really drunk, and then I had Tamara's son trying to make out with me. And had she just been wasted and act like a fool, that'd be one thing. But the Ryan element is what makes it okay.
Yeah.
The fact that he tried something, but didn't backed off. So, yeah.
Yeah. A little gross.
I just, well, and I, apparently, and I haven't gone down the rabbit hole, but apparently Kiki Monique has like presented, screenshots and like, or evidence of conversations with Katie that Katie swears really didn't happen.
Oh, God.
So I don't know what that is, but I kind of probably believe Kiki Monique. So whether I don't know. I don't know about the roof.
All this shit happening off camera, I don't care about. Really,
that's the thing. Or like,
I want to move past the Katie stuff.
Yeah, they were saying. I think it was on the 2 Ts when they were saying that like nothing is more annoying than when they talk about something on camera that happened off camera, because it's then just it's tell not show.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, so we don't know if this actually happened because it wasn't caught on camera. So you could be lying, she could be lying, who knows?
We'll never.
So much of Katie's story this season is off camera and what she did or not lie about. And it's just, that's what's frustrating about her, that she, even if she swears up and down that she's taking out accountability, you still put yourself in a position where most of your off-camera life is now on the show, but we can't be verified because it was all off camera.
Right.
So you can't expect me to believe anything you're saying when I don't have...
And that's why if we just need to move past it. Like, we should not talk about it anymore. The ladies should get past it and just move on to something that they can nail her for on camera or be friends with her,
Yeah.
So
it's true, because you're not going to get anywhere because it's all a she said thing.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous.
So, I did think it was interesting that one, that Shannon and Tamra got to a good place earlier in the episode. And then two, Shannon was so livid. But really, I think it was more so she just hates Katie so much. She was like, yeah, how could you do that to Tamra? And it's like, no, you just want to nail Katie to the cross.
Well, yeah, that's what it was. It was like a way of saying, like, now you've screwed everyone here. Like, you're throwing even people, you just met under the bus.
Now I can check Tamra off the list.
Right. Yeah. It's, I don't know.
It's, we shall see. But moving on to the episode.
Yeah, the same thing. It's like the whole thing with Katie, I just don't care about. I believe I would think Gretchen may not have like come out and ever told someone or claimed with any seriousness that Tamra roofied her. But again, in telling a story, there's jokes and like, I don't know, like being smug and, downright felt like close to it, things like that.
I don't know her like, spitting out when she was told this by Tamra was like her thinking she was trying to do the calculations in her head.
Right. Did I maybe actually say that?
And is Tamra just lying to me? Is she trying to play me to get me on her side so she can have me against Jen or against Katie, whatever? Because I think if Gretchen would admit it, but deep down she wants Tamra's approval, I think. Or like wants, no,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I think she wants to be one back on the show, to okay with her so that she could be in the mix again. And like, Tamra is a big part of OC.
Right.
So if you're good with her, then...
Well, what Gretchen was freaking out is screaming like, I don't want to be in the middle of this. I don't want to be in the middle of this stuff anymore. Like, I don't know. It felt a little genuine at that time where she's like, I forgot how intense this can be.
Right. Right. Maybe she should pray on it.
Oh, God. Can we talk a little bit?
Some Jesus.
We talk a little bit about how everyone wants Shannon to find a man.
And why do they keep calling her Shannon Medora, you whore?
Yeah.
Like...
Oh, because she was on a love hotel with all those men.
But she hasn't screwed anybody since John Jansen.
Right.
No wonder she's so cranky.
Yeah.
And her hair, so she needed glam. God bless. No, she looks, she's a very pretty woman, but her hair was very disheveled and she needed some hair glam.
So let's talk about the horse in the room. Tamra in the room. Yeah, you heard me. Horse in the room. Tamra had already clearly been drinking when she showed up at Shannon's room before dinner.
Wait, we're jumping to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Where else do you want to jump?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, all right,
okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So you're talking about Shannon's hair, so it's only the next place to go, because that's where she came in and said, I'm going to brush your hair.
Why is it the horse? Is it horse hair?
No.
Okay.
I'm just being dumb and not talking about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
I'm purposely mixing my metaphors.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Horse in the room.
So, is that she clearly showed up with a glass full of probably wine, is what it looked like to me, white wine.
Right.
And she seemed already a little tipsy, so she probably had one before that.
Right.
And jumping to the very end, I fully concur with Gina that there was some Xanax involved in that.
It's like she was trying to calm down because everything that's going on.
Yes.
Having to like have this moment with Gretchen and Katie. Yes.
And
I get it.
So, because she was being way too blunt and way too like, no, she didn't even have a Tamra filter on her, like verbally. Like when she was talking to Shannon, she's like, I'm nervous, just like being just very, very straightforward about like, yeah, I'm drinking, but without saying it.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's just crazy how she went, and that's how it works with Xanax, I think, is that you can just go from 0 to 60 like that, where you're just like, everything seemed normal, because she seemed, unless time elapsed and they're just editing it differently, but when she was out in the hallway with Gretchen and Katie confronting, she seemed okay there.
Right. And also, even with, she snapped to it with Heather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then once she got back in that room and sat down in her chair, she was just like, one eye was closing and she was not making sense, and it was ridiculous.
Yes. So here's the thing, and that's what we come into with sober officer Gina. I get it. You have your own issues with alcohol, you're sober, whatever. Tamra should not have said early in the episode that she would never see the case again.
Never talking absolutes.
Exactly. And she should not have come into that situation incapacitated.
Yeah, but things would have been 10 times better had she been sober.
And maybe, these nerves always go on so much longer. So maybe she was like being more of an asshole than we even saw on camera. Besides telling Gretchen to stay out of it and like whatever she's trying to say to Jen.
Mm-hmm.
But like, give her a little bit of grace. Like didn't need to come down that hard, Gina, flipping your dumb hair extensions behind you.
Well, for Gina to be like, this is my table. Don't,
this is my table.
Like, girl,
be lucky you have a seat at this table. Okay, Gina? Only am lucky, because there have been, I haven't even watched the show all these seasons, but I know just from being like being in the Housewives world of like being a fan, people have been wanting you fired for a long time.
I like Gina.
I like Gina up until now, and she's annoying the crap out.
I'm liking that she's been doing a lot of confessionals where she's been saying crap about Tamra and like disapproving and really, 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 really taking up
And now she's got
everyone else's side. And now she's at least said it to Tamra.
But there's a way of saying without being so damn scolding of her.
Yes,
That's a school marm. Very school marm. Like, I am sober. I don't have time for this. I'm sober too. I have drunk friends too, and I must let it go. I silently judge them, Gina. That's what you do as an adult. But to like pick this, like, this is my table, and I'm offended, and you're being rude. You should, like,
yeah,
F off.
Yeah,
it looks like you F to the wrong girl. No, you want to be that girl, Gina, and you're not.
I'm really
You're a dumb trip.
I'm gonna you make me laugh too much. I don't know. Like, I've had to deal with a number of friends who've drank and had Xanax, and myself included in my past. And it is a special level of fucking unbearable to have to deal with someone.
No,
like, it's worse than when I mean, I guess you've been around people when they're drunk, but there's that right special level of drunk where they're like, really just no. I know what's going on. And like, they keep insisting they know what's going on. And you're like, no, you don't know what's going on right now. You were not being coherent. No. I totally do. And it's just like, that's what gets so goddamn tiring, is that when you're dealing with that person who's just like not screwed up enough for you to just completely be like, for them to understand they're screwed up, but then just sober enough to think they're sober. It's just.
But in this case, you knew she's incapacitated. You know it's not going to sink in what you're trying to say, and yet you're still scolding her.
True.
Asshole.
True.
That was my issue.
Okay.
Like, you know this is not gonna go anywhere, but you're still like coming at it and having your moment.
Right.
And that just like peeved me off.
Because Tamra did try to go for Heather for a little bit, and she's like, I don't need anything from you.
I think because she's mad because Heather continues to be friends with Gretchen.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Because the things that she's liked on Instagram, honey. I'm just saying. And
then I really do feel like as surprising as it was to see, it was, I kind of felt for her because I think Tamra left the room kind of with the hopes that someone would come after her.
And she did. Heather did.
Heather finally did. But it was a little bit of time before it happened. And I'm a little disappointed that Emily didn't go.
It's your trip, Emily. She was just too busy.
No, it's Gina's trip.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Emily should have gone. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, Emily should have gone. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, Gina's just sitting back with righteous indignation.
Yeah.
Indignation.
I don't know. It does. All this build up, and now Gina being kind of like smug about this, like this. I mean,
and I feel about smug.
I like Gina a lot, but I just like, she's not the star.
No.
She's like nowhere near the middle of the show. Like, she could not carry the show. Like, if all other women left and it was just Gina and a new cast, Gina would still not be the star of the show.
And I think she probably just thought too, like, shit, I provoked Tamra so much that she is quitting. And now we have to carry the rest of this trip because, and even Katie's probably thinking, oh shit, now Tamra's gone. Now they're going to really just turn on me.
Right.
It's not good to get rid of Tamra. Look, yes, Tamra should not have been at that dinner. Should have, like, I don't know, whatever.
Should have pieced out a lot earlier.
Pieced out a lot earlier, gone to her room, or just not gotten drunk, or taken the Xanax, or did the car.
Or whatever thing we believe she's done.
Right.
And allegedly.
Yes.
But I mean, I think the internet will agree that it's very alleged and very likely that we're correct.
Right. But the way that Gina came at her, the way that she was very smug about it, it wasn't doing anything either. Yeah. So you want to like whip Tamra up into this moment, but you don't have Tamra at her best to have the moment.
Well, Tamra just wasn't present.
Right. But I think, with Gina, it's like,
Tamra left the building.
Right. But with Gina, or with any of them, it's like, you're on Housewives, you're here to create this drama. It's the conflict, it's the resolution. But you're not having Tamra in the right place to do this.
Yeah.
And you're hammering her away at her. And again, it's not going to go the way you want it to go. And so, and now she's left, and now it's on you, person who started this trip, to now carry on. And she just dumb.
Yeah.
Just,
yeah. I mean,
it was not a good.
In any other franchise, I would say, okay, well, now's our chance to see, how the rest of the trip goes without Tamra being the center of attention.
Right.
Like, it'd be interesting to see that for a change. But I think we had 2 years of Orange County where we got to see what that looked like.
Well, we weren't watching.
I know,
we heard.
but we could go back and find out, and we hear it's not all that fun.
Yeah.
So
not good.
Because I've said that about Potomac. I think with Mia, it'd be great to have like Mia not around for a few episodes, or same. Every franchise has that one person where you're like, I'm just tired of everything being centered on them. I think there'd be more fun to be had if we just let the women do their thing. But in this case, I don't think that's the case.
But in that case, you take out the person, you take out somebody else. You don't take out the main person. You don't, especially I don't like Giselle sometimes. You don't take out Giselle if you take out Robin.
Yeah.
And you see how Giselle acts out Robin.
Right.
So you maybe take out Heather. I don't know. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying you don't take out the main chick.
Yeah.
Because now they're either going to like turn on Katie the rest of the trip, or they're going to talk about Tamra the rest of the trip, or they're not being there. Right. It's dumb for her not to be there, so she can't. It was just so silly to like, did she have an alert set up, or did the producer tell Gina, oh, look, Tamra posted this on her Instagram story? Like,
oh, probably.
Yeah.
The producer probably said.
Oh, I said so, yeah.
What's so weird is that, like, I remember when Tamra posted that. I remember sitting on the couch or whatever over here, and I was like, oh my God,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
So,
I was like, is this really happening? So it's just kind of weird that it's,
it was everywhere. It was like People magazine. I was saying like, Tamra.
I don't want to use this analogy, but it's like, I remember where I was when JFK was shot, when Tamra Judge said she was going to quit Housewives.
Yes, it was a dark night. It was a very dark night.
We lost our innocence that night.
It's sad, but spoiler, she comes back. But so in the midst of all this, we have Jen saying, so about that fatty picture, girl.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Girl.
See, that's where I thought Tamra was just kind of mocking her and screwing her with her but
it was a little bit, I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? What?
And that's where she's being dismissive and saying things like, I don't care about that. And like Jen was like, well, you don't care about that. What are you talking about?
Not the right fight at the right time. She's dealing with this Gretchen.
But I think Jen did really well to recognize that Tamra was not pressed. And
Jen did what Gina couldn't do.
Right.
Yes.
And Jen was just kind of like, okay, we're going to have this conversation another time.
You're not on the right mind.
And I did enjoy that Emily, to a degree, was just kind of like, well, this is kind of fun watching Tamra like kind of do what Tamra's doing.
Until
it gets bad,
Yes, and they're like, what just happened? And then you still had, I don't know, bat at her. And then you have Gina making fun of Tamra. Like, she was like, why not? Like,
Oh, goodness.
Sorry.
When it comes to that photo, though, I really hope that Tamra just like, I was showing it to her, here it is, and then has the chance to say, I never called it the F thing. That was all Gina.
They need to sit down when it's I know they did it before and it didn't go very well, but they need to sit down and have an actual conversation where they're both sober, where there's no one else around, and say, like, what were your intentions with that photo?
Right.
Like, how did it become the fatty photo? Like, just talk it out and then get to a place like Shiz or Shannon. Like, we're not going to braid each other's hair. We're not going to be kumbaya, but we can coexist and not have it be awkward for us or the rest of the women.
Or the viewers.
Exactly. Because we keep going around. And I wish they could have gotten to that point where they could have had the conversation and moved on from it. But, I'm glad that Jen, I will give her kudos for that she said, this is not going to go anywhere. Let's just stop here.
Right. And I believe you mean cadoos. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I think it was a good episode.
It was weird.
A little weird and tough to watch. And I didn't think that I was going to be so like Gretchen's totally covering up the fact that she did say that. I didn't think I was going to really land.
I didn't think that at all. I just thought that she was really caught off guard by it.
I don't know. That was such a long, dramatic pause. I still can't get over that. Like, and then for her to be all like, I forgot what it was like, the drama on the show. It's like, oh, come on, man.
Well, also, the end of the episode where she's like, you know what? I said to myself, she's going to quit the show. Okay, Sally.
Yeah.
Even if she does, you're not getting your orange back, honey. You're still a friend of, like Alexis. Like, just, shh.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure after the cameras went down, she was like calling Slade, like, she quit. And Slade's like, you're going to get your orange back. I know it. That's what it all worked.
Except she didn't do a voodoo doll.
That we know of.
Dun, dun, dun. Well,
She was like, Jen, texting, make one for me.
I also was misunderstanding what they were doing with the voodoo dolls. The fact that they made voodoo dolls of themselves
Right.
was, I was like, oh, I thought for sure this was going to be the kind of good voodoo doll where you make one of your enemy, and then there, would be the opportunity. I made a Tamra. I made a Tamra.
Well, they all said their names except for Katie, who said Matt. So
Oh, she made it on behalf of Matt.
Yeah.
I guess that was their way of just to call her Voodoo Mary. Was that her name?
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary was her way of saying voodoo's not all bad. It's for good things too.
Oh, she's like, feed your doll, take care of her, change her outfit.
Mm-hmm. Put her to bed.
Put her to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so are we going to make some voodoo dolls?
No, but I still think it's creepy.
Yeah, I wouldn't screw around with that.
Yeah.
Especially unsupervised. I'd need a voodoo priestess with us to make sure we knew what we were doing correctly.
Let me tell you, I would go to New Orleans. I would go with better weather, not in the dead of summer, maybe some springtime action. I would get beignets for sure. I know it's too much powdered sugar. Just dust it off. The inside's great. I would not do any voodoo stuff. I would do the historical tour stuff.
Right. I wouldn't go into a voodoo.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was like with a couple friends, I know you know who they are. They'd be like, we should do that. That'd be cool. I might go with them.
Right.
But, not otherwise.
And again, I'm not religious, but it does weird me out.
You forget I'm the boy whose mom wouldn't let Ouija boards in the house because her mother believed that they invited the devil in. So,
well, we don't need a Ouija board in our house either.
No, and that's why there is none.
Yeah.
Because I'm not religious, but the Ouija board, they'll get you.
There are certain things because of pop culture, you're like, this is not going to be good.
Right.
And you always watch a movie and say, why are you doing this? Why are you bringing the voodoo doll or the Ouija board into your house? So we're not going to be those people.
Yeah.
We're going to survive the movie.
Well, on that note, I think we should probably survive this podcast.
Yes.
Until next time.
Until next time.